Hey guys, it's Jason Postel here, JP Capital Solutions. Hopefully I have a little bit better signal right now. I know the last video was a little patchy, but I wanted to get back on here and just do a video on what to look for when you're finding the property, right? And it's not as easy as, residential and just saying, oh, location, 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 right? That is very important. That's a huge part of it, but ultimately, there's many other factors that go into a full development project. And I'm not going to dive in on everything today. I'm just going to go over just a high level overview on what to look for. When you're searching for land. And one, it's got to be buildable, right? You gotta find land that you can actually build on, right? Yesterday I was on a site that had conservation. It was next to a park. And they had an open conservation, and then on a quarter of the parcel, and then on the other side, about a third of the parcel it was just swamp, right? You couldn't really build developable, right? So then obviously the location is huge. It just depends again what you're looking to build. Is the walkability score? Is it close to shopping centers? To grocery stores? Is it accessible to large highways? Those are huge. Is it in a restricted area? Is that being in the multifamily space? A lot of times the density is very, very low, so that it restricts having a lot of apartments or people where they want to keep the density down. So you got to look for again, buildable. Is it buildable? The location, right? That goes to location. Any restrictions, check to see what restrictions. Can always get things changed, but it just depends. Are you trying to do a full subdivision? The zoning, right? What zonings will allow? Every county, every city is different, but that's obviously a huge part of it. Is there easements that go through the property that went almost through the park, really? So that was an easement that was granted. So are your neighbors just saying you can go? Well, this kind of one of the first things when you're doing your research due diligence is high growth areas, right? Is obviously any investment you want to be in a very high growth area. Again, what are the employers? What's coming into the market? Who's leaving? Are people leaving? Obviously you want the migration coming in. The job growth. What are the next 5, 10 years? You got to look far ahead too, right? So all this plays in, guys, and that's just again a very high level overview on just a couple quick things to look for when you're scouting for some properties, right? Because you're going to be looking at deals constantly. And if you can just check the boxes off on a few of those things, it'll save you a lot of time, diving in further and calling the city and getting back, before you have to dive too far in. But just want to throw some of those out there. We're doing some exciting projects, on the development side. So a little underwriting, because I've been getting a lot of requests on, how do I underwrite a cash flow, right? This is on development. We don't do a ton of development, but we are on how to really go line by line and underwrite, like a bank would or private lender, right? If you're trying to look for money, what are they looking for? What are the key points? So I'm gonna go through that. I'll pull up a spreadsheet and I'll have one for you guys if you don't have one to kind of walk through. But thanks for listening here, and let me know. Just let me know. Thanks, guys.